How's it going, everyone? It's Sky. I haven't done this before. I'm actually making a video to post up about my thoughts about the current game. Um, I'm kind of doing this off the cuff. I didn't really plan anything, but I've streamed a bunch. But I honestly kind of want to start making like actual videos. Just kind of my thoughts on this game, the current state of the game. I'm just gonna throw up some basic strike footage. I know that's boring, and that's kind of what uh, talking about this is. So, I have been, just for a little context, I've been playing Destiny, obviously, since the beta. Had multiple accounts, used to play on Xbox and then PS4, and now PC. And I have talked a lot with my friends about this game. For a long, long time, I tried to defend this game. Hell, I even tried to defend it during Curse of Osiris, which was, I don't know what I was thinking back then. I would argue where we're at right now is worse than Curse of Osiris. I don't know if any people would disagree with me on that, probably, but the game is not at all what it was. It's not anything close to the magic that this game had. I mean, I think I can speak for a lot of people where I have spent hours. I mean, on nights when I knew I had to work the next day or I had school the next day, uh, I went through and I would just say one more strike or one more Crucible game, and it's hard to even pinpoint an exact reason on why that just is not how this game feels anymore. I mean, we have spent years and years doing the same thing over and over again with little to no change. I mean, in Destiny 1, I could still go back, play some Destiny 1 strikes, play Crucible if you could find people, and it would be fun. It would be, every strike would, there's something about the strikes in Crucible that was Destiny 1 that, like, the replayability was there. And I don't know if it's like, I don't even know how to pinpoint what it is, but it's not there now. Our strikes and our Crucible, and I don't even consider Gambit core of this game anymore because they've obviously given up on Gambit. The core of this game is crumbling. Like, no matter how much they add season to season, when the core is built with popsicle sticks and Elmer's glue, the game is going to struggle, and we're seeing that every season. I mean, we're down to record low numbers of all time this season, and no matter how many six-man activities they add, no matter how many events that they add, community events, I can't even call what this most recent was a community event. I don't know if I'm going to touch on that in this video, but it was pathetic. And the worst part is their new player experience, their new light experience is possibly the worst part about this game. I have so many people that I know that I've tried to get into this game, but they cannot get past the first 10 hours because it's brutal. I mean, like, you're given nothing. I did not realize how hard it is for a new light to even upgrade a single piece of exotic armor all the way. And they shower you with stuff that doesn't really matter. You have no idea what's going on. Nothing is explained properly. Getting mods, like builds, the thing that you want to do, is basically impossible. I mean, you have to watch every single day for what Ada has, and that's a whole other issue. I mean, like, the mod system is okay for people who have been playing this game since day one, but if you are just now starting, it's going to take you months before you can even do the most simple build. And that's just not, I don't understand how they can think that's okay. New Light is just horrible. Weapon balancing is kind of a bit of a joke right now. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I will give Bungie props where it's due. They're updating weapons. They're getting things fixed relatively quickly, besides, linear fusion rifles. But things have been getting fixed relatively quickly, but it just feels like it's in all the wrong places. And they're not, no matter how much they say they're listening to our feedback, it's become very apparent that they're not. Airborne effectiveness in Crucible has basically ruined PvP in this game. It made the only solid thing throughout the entirety of Destiny, the gunplay, feel awful. Airborne effectiveness is absolutely horrendous. The weapon balancing and the core of the game is just gone. It's not fun anymore. It's so mind-numbingly boring, and I don't even know how. I think that there was an Astacross video that he released about Combatants 3.0. I think that would be amazing. I mean, looking into if they want, there is no way this is not an MMO. This is, I mean, no matter how much they want to say it is, there's very little about this game that's actually like an MMO. But if they were to update combatants and the way that we interact with enemies in this game, that would bring new life to strikes. But we're also only getting one strike every year, maybe two. We're getting one new, I refuse to say rehashed or reissued Crucible maps or new maps. We're getting now one new Crucible map a year, but they release the most mind-numbingly boring seasonal activity every season, and that's not what anybody wants. It's so that they can build a theme around weapons and stuff that are just the same as the old ones. And my friend Ivy, who I played with before quite a bit in the past, made a very good point. We're getting weapons to using content to get new weapons, to using content to get new weapons, and it's all just the same, just poured over everyone, saying, here, take all of this. And it's not fun. I mean, it's not been fun for a while. I've been really trying to stick with this game. I've been really trying to continue playing the game, but it's become very hard as of recently. They've said before that the time of content drought is out the window, which is obviously not true. I mean, I'm currently right now looking at my vault on my other screen, and there's so much that's just like rehashed or not even worth using. I mean, like, it's kind of sad because I'm still holding on to weapons that felt unique, and even legendaries. I mean, they felt unique and they felt different, but that's gone. Most legendary weapons now are just kind of the same. The new perks are okay, but it feels like that since the old weapons don't have those perks, that they're pretty much just dead feeling. I mean, like, luckily they're updating like Deepstone Crypt weapons, but they even Deepstone Crypt weapons felt more updated than stuff like Garden. I mean, like, Garden weapons have like 5 perks on each weapon that you can get, and it just doesn't, I would say Deepstone Crypt weapons felt more updated than Garden of Salvation weapons, but it feels like there's areas of their game that they're just forgetting entirely, but they're updating what they don't need to update. I mean, like, even the 3.0 supers, which have basically made all forms of content trivial. Grandmasters are a joke now. I mean, Grandmasters used to be a seriously difficult pinnacle experience, and it was fun. I mean, I used to only do 1 or 2 Grandmasters because they were stressful, but in a good way. Like, they made the game fun, and now they are a complete joke. The only thing that's difficult about them is, in like the Lightblade, you get doinked around the corner with a sentinel shield from a knight that is basically impossible to avoid, and that's about it. That's all that you have to worry about, and it's it just doesn't feel fun anymore. I've definitely been rambling, but this is something that I've wanted to, I think, just say for a while. My love for this game can only stretch so thin, and at this point, I'm unless if something changes, I'm pretty much done. I mean, I'm still planning on playing Lightfall, but they have to really they have to stop with this seasonal crap. I mean, I'm okay with the seasonal pass, but these seasonal activities that are just so forgettable. I mean, like, they're so forgettable. They need to stop with that, and they need to focus on the core of their game and their New Light experience. And once that's done, once the core of the game is fun to play again, then we can talk about, seasonal content and everything. But if they took 2 seasons off these random, activities, updated old weapons, and no, I'm not even talking about bringing back, just straight up like making new ways to acquire certain weapons, or updating the perks on them, and just working on the Crucible and Vanguard and Gambit, because like I said, Gambit is completely untouched. It has been for a very long time. I mean, I don't remember the last time they brought up Gambit. Like, it literally feels like they've just completely forgotten about it. And Gambit was never my favorite, but it was at least unique. It was them trying something new, and I haven't seen them try something new in a very long time. I mean, Stasis with Beyond Light, the Legendary campaign for Witch Queen is probably one of the best things that Bungie has made in a very long time, but there wasn't really replayability for it. I mean, they had such a good opportunity to have, maybe make like a Legendary campaign with replayable missions. If they had used that as a way to acquire, different materials. So like looking at my vault right now, like if they had said, okay, every mission you complete, you get 2 upgrade modules, or at the end from the final mission or whatever, you have a chance to get an Ascendant Shard. Ways for New Lights even to get stuff that is very difficult for them to get. I mean, like, my brother-in-law was playing this game, and he tried, but he was trying to get into builds and everything, but the game is forcing you not to until you get all the way to the top and you can farm Grandmasters, or you're really good at PvP and you can do trials. You can get like 1 Ascendant Shard every occasional activity. Like from the end of the season, you get 1. And then from the season pass, you get 3. But when it costs 3 to fully upgrade 1 exotic, and you're just starting out, you want to try out new things. It's just the game is fighting against you. But this is a harsh criticism out of a game I want to love. I've spent a lot of time. I haven't dumped as many hours into this game, I'm sure, as a lot of people. I mean, I know there's people that have 9,000, 10,000 hours. I'm not that high. I mean, I'm 3K hours in this game on PC. But I have work. I have a life outside of gaming, so I don't get to play like I used to. And I haven't really had the desire to play like I used to. I mean, my hours have gone down significantly because the game has lost what it had. So I hope Bungie starts listening to what the community wants, and rather than doing what they want to do. Because Bungie has been, this is not the same Bungie that we used to know. It's not. They're focusing on the wrong things. I don't know how they're not seeing these numbers and realizing that they are, but they're not doing it right. And I'm not saying that as like, oh, I know better than Bungie. The community does, because they're playing the game. Honestly, they're playing the game more than Bungie is. Like this most recent community event, if you even want to call it that, they just completely dropped the ball on it. I mean, like, in game it shows a temporary icon over the community event chest. Like, they couldn't even put a graphic in of a chest. I just don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they are thinking. But if they don't start listening to the community, this game is going to die. And it went from being one of the most successful games to just dead in the water. And they're the ones to blame. So I hope this game improves. I'll still play it every now and then. Once this next season comes out, I'll probably play it a little bit more. But if stuff doesn't change, I just can't keep devoting time to this game because it's honestly sad what they've done to it. Well, I hope things improve. Again, this was a bit of a ramble, but I haven't made a video like this before. But I would needed to get some stuff off my chest because I've been playing this game for a long time. And yeah, so thank you everyone, and happy playing.